There's going to be a lot of viewers that are like, why didn't you ask the question of where Big Booty, like where the name even came from?
So let's break it down.
People would call like an edit or a remix or whatever. Sometimes they call it a bootleg. So we're like, oh, it's like a big bootleg mix. And then we shortened it to Big Booty Mix. With all that said, the first like 7 artworks were like asses. So, we leaned in. But I think at that time, our moms, our girlfriends at the time, they did not like that. So then I think artwork, when did it change to just...
It was around 6.
6 empty bikinis. And then that felt wrong after like a few. Then we switched to like butt-looking objects. We did a bell pepper for 13. We did
a garden gnome.
A garden gnome. Now it's kind of elevated the look and stuff. And it's kind of become a thing. What up? I'm Matt.
I'm Eli. We're 2 friends, and you're listening to Like a Farmer.
So high school, we'll bring it back. Nah, maybe 2 or 3 years into college is when, you'd have everybody over at the house, you'd be hanging out, you put music on, right?
Of course.
The Big Booty Mix. So I had just met a guy named Logan, one of my great friends now, but he was just locked in on the Big Booty Mix. I think it was volume, 11 or 12. And I was like, yeah, that's what I do on the side is DJ and put these mixes together. And for probably 6 to 8 months, and I had totally forgot that I told him that I did the Big Booty Mix, and he told the whole town. And I finally was like, dude, I was hammered, man. I was totally joking with you. Big Booty Mix.
Wait, how did he believe that?
He believed it. And he was literally insane. Like...
I like how you held this story until the camera was on.
He also must have not ever looked at that it was 2 friends. He said, you are 2 friends, even though there's just one of you.
Super anonymous. I love that.
That's great.
Wow.
Isn't it? And it's one of those things where you have this masterpiece of it. And I want to say that holding this story to tell y'all in person when I told him, because I just sent y'all a DM. I'm like, hey, I need to get y'all on the show.
Yeah.
Got the Big Boot Festival coming up, which I'm excited to talk about that. But you're right. That might have been the only reason why I DM'd y'all, to be like, hey, I need to get y'all on the show because I have something.
So Logan knows, but now the rest of the town, they're still under the impression Logan's the mastermind.
100%.
That's insane.
What was the grand reveal? That it wasn't you.
Oh, he literally finally told the wrong person, but right there, like, dude, Pat could never stay. He could never stay that focused for that.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
We've done that. We've walked into some bars or parties where the opening DJ is just playing a Big Booty Mix and kind of pretending.
Hey, respect.
They're doing it. Well, you know what? Hey,
making it sound great.
Everyone's having a good time. We're okay with that.
How long? I just want to jump in. I appreciate y'all coming on the show today too.
Thanks for having us.
I mean, we will talk a lot about it, but this crossover, multiple crossovers, whether it's what y'all are doing in country music. I'm a big advocate for golf in country music, like we talked about off camera, the lifestyle and the country music coming together. These 2 worlds colliding is such a cool thing. And what y'all have coming down the pipeline, I think, are shedding a lot of new listeners and eyes to this lifestyle, which I'm pumped about.
Yeah, I mean, we're stoked. I mean, we've kind of been in... we grew up on so much more than dance music. We grew up on rock, hip hop, everything. But, our parents weren't really into country music or anything. And I think it was probably post college. I don't know. We just started.
We just had a couple friends that were
as we were doing more writing sessions. Like you'd listen to country songs, and you're like, damn, that's really well written, or like, wow, I really appreciate what's going on here. And over the last 10 years or something, we definitely now we would listen to it, and obviously naturally at some point we're like, all right, we got to incorporate it into our music and figure out the classiest, coolest way to combine it with dance music. So that's kind of where we this year has been, and it's been a really fresh, refreshing adventure for us.
Well, there's no better time than now too. I mean, we just talked about T-Hub, who y'all got to hang with. And you start realizing how badass Florida Georgia Line was back in the day. Look at Russell Dickerson.
Yep.
what he's doing.
Crushing.
Dustin Lynch, what he's doing. I mean, there's Post Malone's in country music.
Yeah.
Big X the Plugs in country. There's no better time than right now to kind of have these cross collaborations.
Yeah.
And I'm pumped for y'all to be doing that.
Yeah, honestly, we were at Whiskey Jam last night, and a lot of these country artists, it was cool because I think even a year ago or 2 years ago, there wasn't this like the connotation of like, you know, when you talk to them about like dance music or DJs, like it's definitely more of a negative connotation. But a lot of these artists were like, you know, no, I'm so in on it now. Like it's so cool. It doesn't compete with the country stuff I'm doing. It only adds to it. Yeah. You know, it gets new eyeballs that like maybe are dance fans, or maybe they, you know, they like a few country songs, they like a few dance songs. But it just adds to like the whole, you know, the world of me as an artist. And I get it, you know, they definitely, we've brought out a bunch of people at our own shows, and it's a different world than some of their shows, which is cool. It's like a different experience, and they've really appreciated it.
And I think also like last night was a good example. And we did a festival in right outside of Austin, Texas a couple months ago, where we were the only DJ on the whole lineup. Everyone else is just a country artist. And that's been super cool because it's almost like a refreshing, fun outlet for the, you know, they're like, they see all these awesome country acts and they're like, all right, now we get an hour where we're just going to go nuts and, you know, dance a little more and have this higher energy thing. And I think no matter what, they'd be excited for it. But then, you know, we try to really put an effort and make it feel special. And we have our saxophonists that we bring out, and we have, you know, special guest singers that we bring out, and all these fun moments where like when we really try to put in the effort, then they appreciate it even more. And they're like, wow, like, you know, I was ready to just let loose a little bit, but like this is a show. And so that's been fun to kind of show them what we got.
Why do y'all think, especially here in Nashville, the popularity of everybody wants to be in a pickup truck, wear boots, go outside, learn how to catch a fish, maybe learn how to shoot a gun, like this of, hey, you know, I want to be in this lifestyle. Y'all being in that West Coast LA area and now seeing in Nashville, and y'all have been around so much different genres of music. Like, why do y'all think now is like why country is so popular?
It could be a combination of a lot of things. I think a lot of times the music stands out. There's so many unreal writers, producers here in Nashville that kind of, you know, are, you know, separating themselves from the pack, whether it's from other genres, whatever it might be. That's, I think, one side. The music is great. I think the other side, you know, a lot of this stuff comes in waves, and we were just talking, you know, like COVID, I think when everything's like inside, and that was, you know, 5 years ago. Now everything's like online. There's something about a little more in-person feeling, or, you know, just a little more
boots
real.
on the ground.
Boots.
Good pun.
No pun intended. But you know what I mean? Like, I think there's something about that people appreciate, and now in 2026 more than ever.
Totally agree. I want to back up to how this even started. Did y'all one day just say, hey, we're going to be friends and we're going to do some DJ sets? Or
honestly,
you're not too far off. The friends part happened first. So we grew up.
The friends part wasn't as like
we didn't
clinical about it. You know, we didn't make a decision like let's be friends. But
we grew up in LA together. So we met in middle school, 7th grade, and we immediately were best friends. You know, we're still in the same friend group with some of those guys. Still see each other all the time. And then it was at the end of high school where now we're getting to the part where we're kind of just like, hey, should we like be DJs or learn how to, you know, produce music? At first it wasn't necessarily dance music. We started making some like hip hop beats. Yeah. And that was fun, but kind of was a little bit of like a dead end.
We wanted to make like our own, you know, put our own name on it. So.
And around that time too, we started going to some music festivals, and we'd see the DJ stage or tent, and we'd be like, wow, like that, let's do that.
Honestly, I think in the high school part, it was as simple as like, he was doing some music stuff, I was doing some music stuff. But in high school, we were like, you know, we were normal guys. Like, we would play sports, we do XYZ. And in college, like, we weren't playing sports, we weren't doing other things that we were doing in high school. We're like, all right, we need to like find out like what's our new thing. Yeah. You know?
And the funny thing too is now it's kind of become a little bit of a, not stereotype, but like everyone's a DJ now. back when we started, so this was 2011. That's kind of when it was like starting to really bubble up, especially in America. I mean, in Europe, it was already, you know, a monster, but it was like Avicii and David Guetta and Swedish House Mafia were kind of coming more into the mainstream in America and getting played on the radio, Calvin Harris. And so at the time, like in our high school, we were like the weird ones for wanting to be DJs and make electronic music. It was like, you know, there were other people that are in a band with their, like, you know, they're playing guitar and drums and doing that thing. And then like something switched in a matter of years. And then like he has a younger brother who's what, 5 years younger. And by the time his brother was graduating, it was the total opposite. It was like, I know 10 people in my grade that are DJs, and you're kind of the weird one if you're in a regular band. So we're
weird. It's just the trend.
What year was it? Like, when was his time?
I mean, well, so we graduated 2011
from high school. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
same. I did too.
yeah.
So then, but I think it was probably mid 2010s is like when EDM in the US kind of was really popping. You know, 2014, 15.
We feel lucky that, you know, we got in when we did it because it felt still early. But at the same time, we're like, damn, if we got in 3 years earlier, it would be even crazier.
You already be like an iconic act, you know, at this point, because it's so quick moving at this point.
But yeah, so I mean, it literally was. We went on Google and we typed in. This is not a joke. It was, what software do we download to produce music? And we read a couple like forums and some Q&A things, and we chose one, Pro Tools, and we're like, all right, let's mess around and see what this is all about. And then that was at the very, very end of high school. And then we actually split up for college. But early on in college, we screen sharing, FaceTiming, sending stuff back and forth, trying to take it seriously while also balancing, you know, school and whatever tiny bit of a social life. And then in like any break we would get, you know, summer break, Thanksgiving break, spring break, we'd meet back up in LA and go. We had like I'm calling it a studio is an exaggeration. It was just a fold up table with a laptop and some speakers. And we're like, all right, like this is what it looks like if we spent the whole week doing it.
This was actually sophomore, junior, senior year, before summers.
Freshman year,
we did internships, and I was like the worst.
We
I literally.
Where were y'all doing the internships?
I did 2. One was at Atlantic Records, and one was at some music management company. I honestly don't even remember the name. It was like they managed like a lot of the American Idol acts.
Gotcha.
But like literally, I'd have my computer there, and I'd be answering phones. Or if they didn't give me a specific task, I would just start working on music. So I was like the worst intern ever.
Yeah. I was hoping you were gonna say like something totally out of music.
I
like,
know.
Yeah, man, I was interning.
It might have as been that because like it was like that irrelevant to like what we were actually trying to do.
But then that got us in a good rhythm of like, okay, this like we understand our workflow and, you know, what your strengths are, what mine are, what we should do together, what we should do separately. And so when we graduated college 2015, day one after graduation, we were in the studio full time. And it was like the amount we could get done in a day of no other distractions, no school, no, you know, friends. That makes it sound sad, but
no friends,
you know.
And you said the little of a social life you had, like you really.
But so in one day where we're, you know, basically even longer than 9 to 5, whatever, 9 to 7. In one day was like a week of what we could do while we're at school. So all of a sudden we're like, wow, like we're pumping out new music. We're, you know, growing the team, growing the business. Still not making money necessarily, but kind of really building the foundation that like this is a job. It's not just messing around with music. And I think our friends and our parents, they were always supportive. I think a lot of them didn't necessarily understand what electronic music was and what the opportunities could be. But I think we kind of just put the pressure on ourselves of like, this is, you know, we're taking this seriously. We're in the studio, we're clocking in, we're putting in the hours. And I think that kind of, you know, everyone saw how seriously we were taking it.
I was totally off on my time frame then. So when I told Logan that I was Big Bootie Mix, that must have been 2018 or 19 then.
Yeah, but that's still around volume 11 or 12, I think.
Okay, yeah. Because I'm assuming how it went, y'all were doing, were y'all doing live DJ sets and then the Big Bootie Mix kind of just a pillar off of Two Friends? Is that like an accurate statement?
I think we were doing sets like normal, you know, like Two Friends shows. And then we would do Big Bootie Mixes at that point, probably twice a year. And a lot of the pieces, or we'd make edits for that for our sets. Like our sets would be a combination of Big Bootie Mixes, our own remixes, our own originals. So it's kind of a mix of everything. But then actually during COVID, we kind of did kind of what you're talking about. We would do a premiere, and this was literally, we'd like rent a warehouse, or we like went out into the desert and filmed it overnight. And we would do a premiere for like the Big Booties, but we DJ it. We literally had like 8 CDJs. It was complicated as hell. Like we're like triggering a million samples here and there. But so we did that during COVID, and that kind of morphed into what Big Booty Land is, which is now it's like the in-person premiere. So we just had it in Chicago a couple weeks ago for volume 27. And that has grown into a life of its own. That's like some of the biggest shows of the year for us. Yeah. It's like, we'll bring in our whole drum line, a big ass horn line. It's like it's been really dope. And like, people dress up, people are down for it. We even like opened for ourselves. So like we did like a throwback Big Booty set to start the night. It was really sick. And, those have kind of grown. It's been 6 of those now.
Of the in-person
ones,
The first
was 2022. Yeah. So,
like you're only doing once a year or something? I mean, I got to come out to one of these.
Those are now it's about once a year for the Big Booty Mixes, just because of how much effort and love goes into not only the mix, but also the whole, the show and the whole, release of everything.
But yeah, I mean, what you just said, like if you've never seen a Two Friends show and you only have one chance to see one in a whole year, I would say Big Booty Land is kind of like, that's the top of the top. That's where you're going to get the best of the best. We're gonna,
it's a lot of the
like biggest cool production, the coolest stage design, the most special guests, it's a lot, and that's why we wish we could do more of them per year, but we want to make sure we hold it to a standard. Yeah.
Well, when you think about it, and keep in mind what y'all do. I mean, I'm giving your flowers on how, number one, educated you have to be, but how focused you have to be for how long, even the mix, but let alone the live show. But what Big Booty does, in my opinion, is they bring kind of the eyeballs to y'all that aren't listening to y'all on a regular day basis. Like I'm telling you, go to the golf course and the Big Booty Mix is what's playing on the speaker on the golf cart. And that's just what's kind of opened the other door. So I would say you're probably spot on. It's actually the Big Booty Land is probably
it's an interesting thing, and we were talking about it, we touched on it earlier with country music. It's like a lot of people in dance music, the whole Big Booty like mix side has kind of been like a feeder for a lot of people into dance music, because it might be someone, they can't name 3 DJs, they don't know anything, they really are not in that culture, but they've heard a Big Booty Mix and they really like it, and maybe they come to one of our shows and they're like, damn, that's cool, what is going on here? Maybe they go see other DJs, other producers. So it's definitely been like a feeder into the dance world, for us and for others too.
How long does it take to make one of those? Like volume 27, not too long ago, right?
Yeah, just a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats on that.
Thanks,
but like
man.
how long?
It's a long process.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's also like, and we like this about what we do, where we're usually not like singularly focused on one project. We'll be working a little bit on Big Booty Mix. We're also working on original music. We're also touring all the time.
Yeah.
We're also doing this. So it kind of goes in, various phases of how intensely we're focusing on it. But yeah, I mean, at this point, it's close to the full year. We're like, we just put out 27 and, give ourselves a couple of weeks to not really think about it. Yeah. But like pretty soon we're going to start getting material ready for 28, starting to get ideas.
But I would say pretty with 60 to 70% focus from January to May.
Oh yeah.
It was, it was a lot.
And then at this point too, there's just a lot of other parts of it that didn't always exist. But, even Matt mentioned like the drummer. So that's like, months in advance of the show, we got to think about what songs we want to adapt to be part of the drumline's performance and get them rehearsing. And then the visuals and the lights, we got to get those guys material early so they could do their stuff. And, the stage design, we got to think about that months and months in advance. So it's like, it puts the stress a little more, like it used to be volume 11, for example. That was just, we finish it, we upload it to SoundCloud, we click post, we post on Instagram, hey, it's out. And like, I'm not even kidding. I think volume 11, I have a memory of, we were like doing a college show at a fraternity and we're like in the president's bedroom and we're like, oh, we messed this part up, and we like take out our laptop and we like, we're posting it at 8 a.m. in the morning, but we like quickly change something and we're like, okay, cool, this is the version, and like no one else, it was just the two of us that kind of decided what could go online. Now it's like,
I mean, it's still the two of us that are deciding what's
right,
online.
but more that and we still have last minute changes, but when we have a last minute change now, everyone hates us. We have to send like one little change requires 10 different departments to be like, hey, just so you know, song number 12, we actually added 4 seconds, and they're like, oh, okay, I'll redo this. And we're like, hey, even the video and photo team are like, hey, song number 10, we added 4 seconds. So I'm like, okay, I'll tell, and it's like,
to get there earlier,
so it's a big
shot,
but it's fun. It's a big production. Like there were, I think our like crew was probably 30 to 40 people at the Chicago premiere of like, probably more.
There's a lot of people.
And it's fun. That's like a cool part of what we do that we, from the 2011, we definitely never expected that like, it's a business and you're kind of running this whole operation, and we built a great team around us. So everyone kind of, it's a good machine, but it's cool to see on show day. Everyone's, stressed, but it's cool to see like you're walking around the audio department's doing their thing,
Execution.
The special effects doing their thing. And it's all for one purpose of putting on a great show. And it's when everything goes right and, you get good feedback that it was a great show, and it's like, all right, that, a lot of work.
That's a lot of the touring business is not every show is for us is this intense, but like there are a lot of big shows. The week before that we did Red Rocks, and like that was another big one. Beautiful venue, amazing place. You got to come next year for us.
That's the one.
Come through.
I've always wanted to go to that venue.
It's honestly amazing. We've done it a couple times. We've been fortunate enough, and it's just like every time you're like, whoa. I remember the first time we were there.
Oh, this is like an annual thing.
We've kind of been lucky enough to make it annual.
4 years in a row where it's like a tradition now.
But the first time we did it, and it was, so we've played there 5 times. Once, the first time was we were support, and the headliner had like their big stage behind us, and we had kind of like pretty much a fold up table vibe. And we just like, you can't really see what's going on, but you walk out, and Red Rocks is like one of those few venues where the crowd's above you, like truly above you. Like you're looking, like this is the angle you're looking at.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's like, it's just a cavern of like people. But it was like probably one of the most intimidating things I've ever seen. It's just like walk out on this, like with this folding table. I'm just like, oh my God. But it was great. And then the headline shows were definitely better because you had, that energy around you.
So speaking of the Red Rocks, and y'all mentioned it, what y'all decided to do is a hard thing to do, especially when it comes to just living and supporting yourselves, making money. What was the first thing that happened to y'all that you were like, okay, we made the right decision? I mean, to play Red Rocks, the shit that y'all are doing now, it's like, okay, obviously. I mean,
right.
12 hours ago, y'all were doing the rooftop and all of that, and it was slammed. But what was the first thing that you're like, okay, we made the right choice?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's hard to pinpoint because it truly is like a slow and steady process, and it feels like it's always such a grind. You're in the trenches that it's hard to really like zoom out and know what were really the big game-changing moments. I think it was a series of things where it kind of was just like, okay, things are growing, and not like steep, but things are growing steadily that we're not going to like hop off this ride. And so it was even, we're still in college and we get a song played on the most popular dance radio station on Sirius XM. And it was like, okay, cool. Like they're supporting us. They don't pay us money for that, but like, they're interested in us.
And you're in college at the time.
We were in college, and we're like, this was like junior year of college. So we're like, let's hold our horses. We're going to graduate. We're close enough. We're not going to like drop out, but things are going well. We're getting some interest in people wanting to book us for shows. Again, nothing
great.
Basically
mostly frats.
And basically
some good times.
By the time you have to do flights and hotels, it's basically break even offers. But again, it's still like, okay, the interest is growing. And so it was that feeling of like, it took a couple of years even after graduating before we were making enough money to support ourselves. But in those years, it was like, at least the trajectory is there. And I think what would be scary is if it was like staying stagnant or dipping, then it's like, okay, you know, maybe this is not going to work. But even when you're not making money, if the feeling is like it's growing, so until it stops growing, you can't give up. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now there's more and more demand to do shows and managers are interested and, you know, we're doing cooler songs and labels are interested and we have some cool people we're collaborating with and online is growing. And then it's almost like you look back at what just happened in 1 year and you're like, okay, we actually made some good strides. And then another year goes by.
We always have this that phrase, little victories. It's like, you know, we didn't have that like big marquee thing. Because at the point you call it a marquee thing, it's like, well, we were doing this thing, which was like just the next step, you know? So it wasn't like these massive steps. It was really a series of smaller ones.
It's like golf. Like you have that one good shot makes you keep going back.
Yep. That's a great
point.
Yeah.
You just were like, you'd have that one or two small victories a year that you're like, okay.
He's a golfer and he could tell you about bad shots.
A real amateur. Like, you know, I kind of got into it during COVID. And I didn't really play growing up. So that's just like a recipe for like, you know, heartache and a lot of pain. But I
think that's a good metaphor.
It's a good metaphor for life. It's like, I tell him like there is sometimes where I'm just like I could have had a horrible round or you know whatever it is and I'm just like damn but that one beautiful 3-wood like I dream of it. You know you play it and it's like almost how I fall asleep. I'm like I'll just think about that.
Are you not playing golf yet?
I'm trying to get into it. It's just hard because it's been busy.
I got him clubs.
He got me clubs, which is very nice, and I got a couple rounds in with him. But
a couple driving range, maybe 2 real rounds.
I think 3 real rounds.
We'll call it 2.
But I would love to be able to like you know take lessons and get good enough, but it's a big commitment.
I did my 3rd annual For the Farmer golf tournament. You know, FDR.
Yeah.
Play on words. And all of the sponsors of the show, they came out and supported. It was yesterday here in Nashville.
No way.
And we have a bunch of people in the music industry that come. We have some athletes that come. But I had the Red Bull DJ out there, man, and he was just getting after it.
Yeah.
Like, it goes back to what we've been talking about. Like, you're having this live DJ on set, but you're playing golf, and it's kind of live golf.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what they did, bring that live music type of deal to the golf course.
100%. I mean, I feel like if there's anything good from professional golf last 5 years, it's like I think it's got more fun in a way. Totally, you know what I mean? PGA too, so it's cool.
Hey y'all, it's Pat, and I'm excited to welcome Ducks Unlimited to the Like a Farmer podcast. Your hunt starts with healthy wetlands and associated habitats. From the Alaskan wilderness to the Atlantic flyway, across America's Great Plains and down the Mississippi Delta, Ducks Unlimited has been protecting and restoring habitats for nearly 90 years. But their work is far from over. They need our help to reach the next 1 million acre milestone and ensure waterfowl for generations to come. DU volunteers and supporters have led the charge to fill the skies with waterfowl today, tomorrow, and forever. Why don't you come join the team that's making a real difference? Ducks Unlimited is powered by people like you. With your help, they can continue to raise funds that drive wetlands conservation across the whole continent. Whether you are out selling tickets, securing donations, or finding that next sponsor, they have a role for everyone. If you want to join today, visit www.ducks.org/volunteer. Ducks Unlimited, conservation for a continent. What do y'all do when you're not doing what y'all are supposed to do? Like you mentioned the golf, but like what are some hobbies that y'all have been getting into? Or have had? I
mean, you know, there's not that much time, but we definitely have hobbies. There's definitely things we wish we had more time for. But
when you say that on the time stuff, like, is it that? I mean, over 200 nights a year?
I mean, we're probably playing 100 shows, but with that, there's the travel.
With all the travel, too.
Plus the days off, we're on the road. Plus, you know, we get home as fast as we can after show weekends so we could actually make music and do stuff. So it's a lot. But
I mean, but part of that is, you know, we put that on ourselves. Like, you know, if we might have shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, get home Sunday night, but we'll still, Monday morning, we're clocking in. We're like, we could easily, you know, take a couple days to go to the beach and be, you know, do nothing. But I think we're kind of just wired to be like, we're home. We like making music.
That's kind of why we got in this. But but I would say, you know, we have our hobbies, and like even that friend group he was talking about, we're still in the same fantasy football league, we're still,
I love that.
yeah, no, it gets competitive. It's pretty.
But what he
intense.
said too is like, well, he's not exaggerating. On a Sunday morning, Sunday is like our day to just, basically turn the phone off, be with family, be with friends, and so we'll take a brutally early Sunday morning flight. We'll play in like Miami, for example. The set is 1:30 to 3:30 a.m. We'll be on the 7 a.m. flight, sleep it off on the flight, and get home so that you don't waste the whole day traveling. And you get home Sunday morning, you're exhausted because you only got a few hours of sleep, but it's like, all right, I'm home. It's Sunday. Turn off the phone, basically. Relax. And
He hasn't
that's
turned
like
his phone off.
Yeah. I don't turn it off, but
I'm bad at it too.
Yeah.
What I respect the most about y'all is, two friends. How do y'all work together on that alignment with all of these decisions? I mean, the digital, the live shows, the what you're doing this week. Like, how do y'all make that decision as two businessmen that are the two faces of one company? Like, and there's had to have been some fights down the years too.
Honestly, nothing major. I mean, that's a good question, and like we probably ask ourselves that sometimes because you see so many, duos in music, business, whatever, and it's like tough. I think being friends first before doing any of this helped because there was like, a relationship before being anything relevant to music or business or whatever. But I think it's a lot, you find your lanes, like, each of us will we don't even need to talk about it. Like a lot of times there's things you see a task. It's like, all right, this one we need to do together and we'll do it whenever we can do it together. This one is 100% Eli. This one's 100% Matt. This is 70% Eli, and it's like, we'll just like kind of go off on our island as much as we can and then come together and be efficient about it. And then for, the more big things, I think it's just having aligned goals, and same thing in any great partnership. It's like, all right, any of the minutia is not like, if it doesn't go towards the big picture goals, which is creating great music, growing the brand, putting on an amazing show, then it's like, it needs to check one of those boxes. And then the decision's easy because, you trust each other. If he's really saying something, I know it's not to like spite me. It's probably because there's validity to it. You know what I mean?
That's a great point.
So yeah, it's a good question. I think we've gotten lucky in that regard.
I mean, have y'all ever thought about if y'all did have to split up, like what would y'all call it?
It doesn't really work for the two friends.
Yeah, I know.
We've talked, like, there've been times, like, knock on wood, but we've obviously been sick on the road and not feeling great, but we've never missed a show due to that, where it's only had to be one of us.
Shit, yeah, I'm knocking on
Yeah.
this.
So
I
like,
didn't know that.
because we thought, like, there was a time when I had, it was a long time ago, but I had a rough one where I passed out in the airport.
Boston?
Yeah. I passed out in the airport among also.
Well, it's a good story.
Okay, fine. I'll rewind.
I'll just hit you. I think it's a story for me to tell, right?
Fine.
It's pretty good. All right. So,
but then remind me, there's a point to why we're saying.
Well, why don't we hit the point first? The point is, it's hard to have, a set of one friend when it's two friends. People want to see, us both. And we also, on stage, we have different things we're doing. So it wouldn't really 100% be the same experience. Now rewind. So this was the closest in the last 8 years of like only one of us trying to do a show.
Yeah.
So we were in Madison.
Yeah.
Okay. Madison, Wisconsin the day before. And the show was great. And then at the end, we were doing a meet and greet, and some guy or girl?
No, it was a guy. I can tell this part.
Do this part.
It's after the show. This guy wants a picture, and without warning, as 3, 2, 1, and the guy just jumps on into my arms. Yeah.
Oh,
and
I thought he wanted to pick you up.
No, he wanted me to pick him up.
The story has morphed over the years.
He didn't warn me. He kind of just jumped into my arms, and I wasn't ready, and it really messed up my back. Like, I did something to my back. So we take the picture, and I'm kind of just like, what the hell? Something is bothering me. I pulled something, and whatever. We're like, okay,
go to bed.
Yeah.
We have a show in Boston the next day. Madison apparently didn't have a direct flight, so we were definitely going to Chicago. Yeah. We were stopping in Chicago. So Eli roughs it through the first flight, and he's like, Matt, my back is so bad right now. Like, I can't go on another flight right now. I'm like, okay. We were in O'Hare, so it's a big airport. They have a medical clinic. And so Eli heads to the medical clinic. I'm just like at our gate, like, you know, we had like a good layover. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll get, what's the type of shot that can help?
Cortisol.
Yeah,
cortisone
shot.
Cortisone shot. So, you know, maybe that'll get him through the 24 hours. So we get there, like I'm at the gate, he's wherever he is. And I'm just like watching the clock tick. It's like hour till boarding. Okay, 30 minutes till boarding. 10 minutes to boarding. Text Eli, nothing. I text like our manager and our agent. I'm like, Eli, blah, blah, blah. I went to this medical clinic. He still doesn't text me back. We're boarding in like 10 minutes. I asked the gate agent. There's a flight in an hour after that we could get on. So we should be okay for this Boston show, but whatever. All right. We missed the first flight.
Oh.
I put us on the second flight. I'm like, all right, this is the situation. We're boarding in 45 minutes. Maybe Eli will hit me back by then. So I call our agent. I'm like, so there's one more flight after this. If Eli doesn't hit me back, but I don't know. Like the show in Boston was like sold out. Like it was going to be amazing. We were like very stoked. Just nothing from Eli. I'm like, oh shit. His dad calls me. His dad's like a doctor, so I'm like, yeah, I don't know. His back was really hurting, but I haven't heard from him. Like I assume he's still at this medical clinic, but it's hard for me to like go find it. I have our bags, whatever it is. So we missed the second flight. So I put us on the third flight, and if we miss this flight, we're like, we just missed the show. So we're boarding in like an hour. I'm like, oh my God, what's up? Like I text him a couple times, but I just never get a text back. Like 10 minutes before we're boarding, I just like see from like the other side of the terminal this guy in scrubs walking in. I'm like, I think that's Eli. What the hell? Like he had like a normal outfit on before. You know what? Even better, I think it was just scrubs pants.
Scrubs pants and a regular shirt.
That's way better. Regular shirt and scrub pants. So I'm just like, okay, I think that's Eli. Gets closer, it's Eli. I'm like, oh, I'm super relieved. I'm just like, what the hell are you wearing? Like, what's going on? And he's like, long story. But basically, yeah, so they gave me the cortisone shot and I feel fine. So we're going to do the show. I'm like, okay, amazing. I'm like, so why are you wearing scrubs? It's like, well, like when I get shots, I faint sometimes. And like, so that's a thing. He always faints whenever he gets shots. So I told the doctor and he's like, okay, lie down. So next thing I know, I just like wake up from the cortisone shot and I just am soaked. Like something's wrong. And I realized I just pissed myself, like full bladder, just completely pissed myself. And I don't have any of my luggage. Like I had his luggage. So unless he was just going to walk with like completely piss stained pants all the way through O'Hare, he had no option. Like he literally had nothing to do. So the good doctor gave him his backup scrubs. You just wore the scrubs.
But yeah, it was the triple threat because I got the shot, then I passed out, pissed myself, and when I woke up, I threw up everywhere. So it was a rough hour.
The O'Hare doctor did not know what was happening. The triple threat.
And then I just show up and we did the show. But
you flew on the flight in scrubs. So.
And I was like walking.
You have a photo of him with the.
How do we not?
Yeah, I don't know if we do. All that was to say though, like what was funny is once we finally get to Boston, we call like our assistant manager or something, and I was saying like, hey, like, I'm not feeling great. I'm still a little like out of it. I'll try my best to do the show, but like we kind of need to see how I feel in a couple hours. Like if the show was right now, I can't do it. And their response was like, oh, like, well, it's okay. Don't worry. Like Matt will just do the show. And we're like,
it'd be weird.
Yeah,
I don't think people would like that.
I don't know.
Who brings the energy live show?
But it's both.
Okay,
I mean, yeah, Matt's a little more of like running around on the mic. I'm a little more, we both are running
DJing
around.
more and I mean, we're both doing both, but it wouldn't feel right.
Yeah. So all that's to say, luckily, we've never had to do a one friend show.
I think for that show, he was probably like
I was stiff.
He was just a stationary guy at the CDJs, just doing his thing, and I tried to bring extra energy on that one.
Like, did the guy say anything while he jumped on you?
He
at
the
never
time,
even realized.
I don't think he realized.
He didn't realize what he caused.
Yeah, and it wasn't. I didn't like fall down or anything. It was just he thought it was all in good fun, but he was just a big
he
guy.
Wanted like a photo with like us both like holding him like this.
And then it was just like what'd you do? Just like
we're getting old. You throw out your back very easily.
Yeah. We play a game on this show. Okay.
I love games.
Give them the boot presented by TECOVAS. Now, each of y'all have a brand new pair of
Oh
toes.
wow.
my God, are you serious? Let's go. These are so sick.
Amazing.
Now, I'm just going to
Wow.
pop out one of these boots because there's questions in these boots, all right? Y'all each have two, but y'all can
Should
answer.
I open it? Should I open it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then just
This
get
is amazing.
that one right
Sick.
This one.
These are nice.
These are amazing. Let's
So-
go.
Each have two
Wow.
questions in them. Now, all of y'all will answer, or both y'all will answer each question, but you can give one of them the boot, meaning you don't have to answer it.
Okay.
But
I
if you
love
give
it.
one of them
Oops.
the boot, you have to answer the rest of them. Nobody
Got
gives
it.
it the boot. You might as well answer
How many
all
are
of
in there? It's just
Two
mine?
each, yeah.
Two.
Okay. Yeah, make
So should I
sure.
read them or
Yeah, start
is
it
a
off.
beautiful-
Y'all
Okay.
both can answer them.
should I read both of them or just choose one?
One, and then y'all just rotate.
Okay, so I
back and
see
forth.
who is on your Mount Rushmore of country musicians. Okay. I'm a little biased because I need to give some love to some of the people that we have worked with.
As you
And-
should.
Yeah. And
Well,
then I'll give some.
There's two categories. There's like the new age country,
Yeah.
and a lot of like their collaborators are in that world, and then there's obviously a lot of legends.
Okay. I'll try to give. I'll do 2 and 2 maybe.
Okay.
2 legends, 2 current ones.
Okay.
All right. First legend, Dolly Parton. I just feel like I need to show some
Okay.
respect.
Let's do a legend. Let's do a whole legend category.
Okay, fine.
You know,
Fine.
Let's do that. I think for me, for someone when I was like a little kid that didn't listen to country, I did listen to her. So Shania Twain.
Okay.
Really, I really liked some of her songs when I was younger.
Who am I going with? Could go like Garth Brooks. I'm not going to act like I know the deep
Yeah,
catalog, but
That's a good
but
one.
from what I
think
do know, I like.
think a lot of people would say like maybe like George Strait and
Yeah.
maybe who would be your fourth in this legendary category?
Who are we
What
leaving
y'all
out?
just said, I mean, the King, Garth, Shania, and Dolly, that's
Yeah.
a really good.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
like for me, I'm Alan Jackson,
Okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Hank Williams,
Yeah.
Jr., but
Yeah.
you could put all the Hanks on there. I would go Alan, Hank, George Strait, and Johnny Cash.
Okay, Johnny
That's pretty
Cash.
good.
Should
Yeah.
have
Johnny
said
Cash
yeah,
is great. Yeah,
But
okay.
it's, I mean, because when you think of, I mean, what Dolly's done for country music
Yeah.
as a whole,
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great one right
Yeah.
there.
Okay, all right.
That was a good one.
Okay, those are the classics. It's hard for
Yeah, it's
to get-
okay. Fine. We don't
Yeah.
need to say our current ones.
They're not
Yeah.
Mount
Yeah.
Rushmore yet. You know, they'll
sure,
get there. They'll get there. All right. What is your favorite Big Booty mix and why?
Ooh.
All right, so it sounds like a cop out answer, but we truly don't want to release the next one until we think it's our favorite. You know, like we really edit, try things, trial and error. So we just did 27, and like honestly, I think it's like I'm trying to be unbiased, but I really like that one. It's just there's so many cool moments, memorable moments. Like we even were, we all year this year we were like testing things live and being like, damn, that one hits, or like this
Still
moment,
need
like,
to tweak this part.
yeah, or like this moment, like everyone is gonna remember this part. So I'm really into 27 right now.
Okay. What has been your favorite behind the scenes moment at a festival?
And it doesn't have to be at a festival. It could be at
Got
a
it.
frat. I mean, because
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say that maybe this is not favorite, but this is a fun one and kind of relevant. We just did Stagecoach a couple weeks ago, and it was a little chaotic, but it worked out and it was pretty fun. Basically, so Stagecoach is, primarily a country festival, but they have like the honky tonk DJ stage, and we were super excited. That was kind of like one of our first opportunities to showcase our like country dance hybrid type of set. And about 15 minutes before our set, they evacuate the entire festival because of wind and potential for
Even the DJ tent was like
Yeah.
in a tent, and it was that windy where people
stuff
were,
was like
scared.
swinging a little
it
bit.
was. I mean, I talked
Yeah.
with
Crazy.
Riley, and Riley's set got like
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
canceled.
Yeah,
So
horrible.
the honky tonk stage, the tent was absolutely packed, sardines
It's
crammed
insane.
together, and the energy was insane. We're so pumped. And 15 minutes before we go on, evacuate the entire festival. And what was unfortunate was the messaging was a little unclear, and they basically told people there's no chance we are reopening. It is not hang around and see what happens.
They told us, our team.
They told, James over there, our manager, he's like,
He went home.
He went home because they're like, the show is not happening. Don't wait around. Go home.
Yeah.
And even us, they're like, hey guys, we have a golf cart waiting to take you back to the parking lot.
The only reason we didn't go is because we knew there was going to be the worst traffic ever.
Yeah.
We might as well sit in
So
a
they
trailer
told us, they're like,
and
hey,
hang
like, no problem if you want to hang out and we'll take you a little later. I'm like, sure, we'll just wait until it dies down a little. And even like my brothers had come out from LA and they were texting me. They're like, hey, like we had to evacuate. Should we hold still for a bit? And we check in. We're like, hey guys, is there any chance it's reopening? They said, nope, 100% canceled. So I told them, I'm like, guys, go back to your hotel. All of a sudden, they're like, guys, get on stage now. Go, go, go. And we're like, oh, okay. Like, and we're just happy to be able to do anything. Cause at that point we're like,
By the way, there's 0 people in
so
the tent.
we did Stagecoach. We started our set with no joke, 0 people
There
because
was
it had been
maybe like
evacuated.
a couple like employees. So it looked like there was maybe like 12 people there.
Let's call it 6.
All right, we'll call it 6.
But the reason that this has a positive ending is they did reopen the gates after the music started. So the first couple songs, 6 people. But then one by one, you see people trickling in, literally one by one, because they have to get people back through security.
Yeah.
So, 5 minutes into the set, now there's 20 people. 10 minutes in, now there's 100 people. And then by the end, it gets back to being slammed.
cool to see
but
that,
it's like,
though.
it's
Yeah.
much better that way than the opposite. Because
Yeah,
we've had the opposite where it starts out great and then you see
Yeah.
the people get tired and leave.
Yeah.
You hate to see that. But
You
this
hate
was
to
the
see that.
this was start out with no one and then trickle in. And it was funny because we had a bunch of special guests. We had Lindsey Sterling, who's an awesome violinist. We had Breland. We had a couple other singers, Jessica Bio.
Yeah.
And all these people we thought we were going to like space them out in the set in terms of like, you come out early, you come out in the
Yeah.
middle, you come out at the end. And I think it was Breland was supposed to come out like within the first 10 minutes. And we're like, we can't do this to him.
Yeah,
There's
no way.
one
We
here.
gotta wait.
So
Yeah.
we like jam all the special guests into the very end to like give them a better
moment, good
experience.
crowd.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that
I don't even remember his question.
my question was favorite behind the scenes moment. So the behind the scenes moment at the festival was more just the idea of we're all like bummed. We're like, we had been so excited for this festival. And then we're just sitting in the green room. Everyone's a little bummed. And then they're like, get on stage, start the music
Yeah.
right now. And like half our crew had already gone home.
Yeah, it was wild.
But, all right,
that's
there
how it
we
is. All right. What's mine? Who is your favorite celebrity DJ right now? All right, so that's celebrity first became a DJ. So
I know my answer.
I mean, the OG, to me, the OG, and then she got into it before it was cool, was Paris Hilton.
But is that your favorite? You can give the shout out without.
I'll give the shout out. I have no personal affiliation.
I know
with
my
Paris.
answer.
All right,
We
cool.
actually got to do a show with him. Shaq.
Oh,
Did-
okay, yeah.
DJ Diesel. He invited us to do. He did like a showcase in Miami that was called like Shaq's Bass All Stars, and so it's like heavy bass dubstep, and that's not really our main style, but that was the first opportunity we got where him and his team reached out and they're like, we want you on this lineup, but can they do like a special version of their set where they try to go a little heavier? And we were like, Shaq, whatever you want. So
Shaq, that we're Lakers fans.
Yeah.
We're like, whatever you want.
and
Yeah, exactly.
honestly, it was great for multiple reasons. It was awesome to meet him. I mean, quickly meet him. We didn't. I wish we got to spend more time with him, but we got to say hi to him. But what was cool was we did put in some effort to like figure out, okay, what still feels like a two friends style set, but how do we like kind of adapt it to be a little more bassy and dubsteppy and trappy? And so we kind of put in some effort to like adjust some of our stuff, and it was awesome. And it actually led to us being like, we got to do more of this. So now it's been cool, and it kind of fits into like some of this country stuff too, where we have the main two friends set, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Then we can kind of jump into this country dance crossover vibe. Then we can jump into this bassier vibe. And it's been cool to kind of have these like side quest sort of like
Keeps it more
jump
fresh
into
for us.
yeah.
You know
And
what
I think, we try our best to not just like hop on a trend, do it, and never talk about it again. We try to like immerse ourselves a little, get to know that world,
Yeah.
and hopefully, have some more opportunities. And so that's been a big
Theme of the
Theme,
last
yeah.
maybe 2 years.
yeah.
Is there a collab that y'all? Great job, by the way, on this game.
Thank you.
Is there a collab that y'all wanting to do, looking forward to do? I mean, especially in the
there's
country
so-
music.
Oh, in the country world,
Yeah.
there are so many people we would love to collab with. Like, especially a lot of the guys that kind of like we talked about how I was saying, a feeder into country music. I think there's a lot of people that fed us into country music, or a feeder into dance music for Big Bootie Mixes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that fed us into country music. I would say like Dan and Shay, like
Shay, Shay's on the show tomorrow.
really?
Oh, nice.
Tell him
Yeah.
we love them.
Yeah.
Dude, Shay, I gotta tell a quick story on that. We're at Augusta National at the CAA Masters party. Tyler Hubbard had just come on the show, and he was playing in Augusta, and then Dan and Shay were. So Hubbard gets done, and I'm talking with Hubbard, and then Shay walks up and was like, "Hey, what's going on, Hubbard?" I've never met Shay, and Shay's like, "Hey, Pat, nice to meet you, big fan," and walked away. I'm like, "What the fuck is Shay Mooney talking?" He must have like not recognized me or something like that. Well, then I'm talking with Dan Orlovsky, and Shay and Dan maybe had known each other or something, but Shay came back and was like, "Hey, Pat, like, just wanted to say how much, your show means." And I'm like, "Hey, man, I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
He's like, "Dude, me and my son watch Like a Farmer
No way.
every
No
single
way.
week, and we love like the guests that you come on because he's a big farm guy out of
Wow.
Arkansas, I think, and just the nicest
Yeah,
human
that's
being."
That's
great.
amazing.
And what Dan and Shay do for your country, I mean, those guys, they have more awards than anybody.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just so good.
Oh my God. Yeah. So they would be way up there.
I mean, even Tyler, we met for the first time last night, but
we got to do
great
something
dude.
like that.
And we were saying like, we're gonna try our best to make some more Nashville trips because just there's so many amazing, talented people here, writers, singers, producers, everyone. So he was saying, next time we're in Nashville, we gotta link up. So we're gonna try to get something going. Next time we see you, you ask us how the Tyler collab's going. We'll tell you it's underway.
Or the Dan and Shay one.
Or
That one's on you, though. You got to make that
Yeah,
happen.
I'll make that happen. We got to make sure we tell Shay that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, before we wrap up, December in Nashville, coming
yeah.
December 5th. James,
Yeah.
is that right? Yeah,
December
okay.
5th.
December 5th. Big Boots
Land. Yeah.
Big
Okay.
Boots Land.
Yeah.
Big Boots Land, December 5th, Nashville, Tennessee. I think it's even sold out.
It's sold out.
Okay,
in the
so we're
first
not even
day,
trying to
which
promote
is-
this thing right now because, hey, sorry, guys.
Yeah.
How did that even come about, number one? How pumped are y'all for that?
I mean, it's going to be amazing. It's basically this whole like country like vibe, like it came together with a lot of like love and thought, but it really did come together nicely because we were working on a lot of this music last year. And then we're like, all right, we got to like bundle this perfectly, like really put this together. The name Big Boots with, it just felt very on brand, perfect. And then we were planning like a big Nashville show. And we're like, we got to like make this like the next level, like really push it and figure out what it is. So in the sense we talked about Big Booty Land, we're like, all right, what's our country version of that? So Big Boots Land was born. And we kind of started figuring out what it is, and what we kind of gave the whole branding and promo and put it up for sale. It's just like sold out immediately. So we're like, all right, people are down for this. Like we're stoked.
But I think the goal was, instead, like originally when the show got booked, it was maybe just going to be like our Nashville show for the year. But then, like Matt said, it was like, all right, how do we take this up a notch? And the goal with this is make it a tradition. It's not just one and done. It's like, all right, maybe every year we'll do Big Boots Land. And, there's not necessarily a experience like that. I'm not going to say we invented this, like I said, the honky tonk stage at Stagecoach is similar, but like where the tagline is almost where country music meets dance music. And it's like, we're excited by this opportunity to kind of have a place to showcase that. And we're constantly brainstorming how to really wow people and make it so that even if you come this year, you're going to want to come back next year and make it a really fun tradition, kind of like what Big Booty Land has become.
Yeah.
I want to keep up with y'all on that too, because I'd help to
Oh yeah, let's do something. Like
to figure out if there's anything that y'all want to bounce off of me too.
Please,
that's
let's
huge.
do that.
I mean, we're already thinking about like what we do with Big Booty Land, which has become really fun. Is it's not just the 90-minute show; it's the whole weekend. We did a run club with fans the day of. The night before, we do like a pre-party. The same night, we do an after party. We did the opening set for ourselves. We get brands involved. We do like for the LA Big Booty Land, we collaborated and had like the Big Booty milkshake available at a place nearby. So like we're already got the wheel spinning in Nashville of how can we get local community type stuff involved and make it so that you're not just coming for that one show. It's a takeover of the whole weekend, hopefully. And so even if it's sold out, maybe you can't come to that part, but like maybe we'll do the morning of, we'll do a run club, or we'll do a pre-party, after party, all this stuff. We're getting the wheel spinning.
Yeah, no, we got to connect on that.
Big
Although he
boots,
said no one walks in Nashville, so I don't know if they run.
Yeah,
we'll see about that.
We'll do something else.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting, Derek, on that.
Honestly, we'll do like a line dancing class.
Oh, yeah. We did a line dancing for one of our music videos on this song, on the CP. It was really a workout.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun.
But I got made fun of. I was telling people, because that was the first time we ever did it, and I was like, yeah, line dancing was fun, but it was kind of like I was sweating. And they're like, Psst, you were sweating? I'm like, I don't think I'm crazy for saying
Not
that.
at all.
I think
I was getting
if you're
after
not
it.
sweating, then you're not really doing it right.
Yeah, that's right. No, it's really fun though.
Yeah.
All right, before I go, because I didn't even directly ask this, and there's going to be a lot of viewers that are like, why didn't you ask the question of where Big Booty, like where the name even came from?
Yeah,
The name.
I was thinking as we were talking, I'm like, damn, we've said Big Booty Land, Big Booty Mix, Big Boots. Like, you might have no idea what the hell that means. So let's break it down.
Let's break it down. So it first came. So obviously, people think it's like big asses. All right.
Yeah.
It's not that we didn't leaned away, but really the true meaning, in the DJ world, people would call like an edit or a remix or whatever. Sometimes they call it a bootleg. And this was a 60-minute mix. A Big Booty Mix was like a 60-minute mix of a lot of these like bootlegs. So we're like, oh, it's like a big bootleg mix. And then we shortened it to Big Booty Mix. With all that said, the first like 7 artworks were like asses. So, we leaned in. But I think at that time, our moms, our girlfriends at the time, they did not like that. So then I think artwork, when did it change to just
It was around 6.
6 empty bikinis? Just so it's, a touching on the subject, but really, we're totally safe.
An ode.
Yeah, an ode. And then that felt wrong after like a few. Then we switched to like butt-looking objects. We did a bell pepper for 13. We did
a garden gnome.
A garden gnome for which one? 9, 8. And then now it's we elevated the look and stuff. And it's kind of become a thing. But yeah, it's not actually originally from
I guess
butts.
Also, for people that don't even still don't really know what it is, basically a Big Booty Mix. They're around an hour long, and it's a mega mix where we take songs from every decade, every genre, and blend it all together with in sort of like a DJ format. So it's very high energy, dancey, but you'll hear throwbacks from country, rock, funk,
Hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
pop. And
I like how funk just got one of those 5.
Yeah, maybe not.
Genres.
We gotta really up the funk. There's maybe only a couple.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like this volume 27 just came out, and I think there's 225 songs, kind of all blended together in an hour. So the way we like to say it is like it's very ADD, but in a good, classy way, hopefully. Where if you're working out, you're on a road trip, you're at the pregame, you're at the party, you're studying.
Yeah.
We've tapped into a lot of these audiences in a cool way where we didn't necessarily expect it from the start, but we'll hear all the time about like, oh, I'm a doctor in the operating room. It's all we listen to. Or I'm a dentist. I'm a law student. I'm
our hockey team, whatever it is. So it's pretty dope.
It's fun to kind of like we were saying, where it's like a lot of the audience doesn't necessarily listen to a lot of dance music or go to a lot of DJ shows, but it's cool to kind of capture them and show them, what we're all about.
If anything, it brings people into that
100%
deal.
Yep.
It's a no-brainer when you don't have any like, man, what do I put on? You're just Big Booty Mix.
And then we're obviously super excited about the Big Boots EP just came out a couple weeks ago, so definitely check that out too. It was five of the songs where kind of blend country music, dance music, and awesome features. That a lot of them were popping out last night and tonight.
Yeah. And a lot of that stuff is like, we'll incorporate it into the Big Booty Mixes too, which is it's cool kind of seeing people like discover our music from the originals and then find Big Booty Mixes or Big Booty Mixes and find that stuff.
It all kind of goes to the same,
world.
Two friends world.
Yeah.
Dude, y'all are awesome, man.
Thanks for having us. This is
It
sick.
was a lot of fun.
I mean, I'm
awesome.
sure you are like, golly, James, you get a podcast.
No, not at all. Not at all. Trust me. We've said no. We've said no to a fair amount.
This is great.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we were very excited to have a chat.
Sick.
Well, it means something to me too, because you can look at it both ways. Obviously, you are getting into more of this country lifestyle, which is awesome. But you're also shining a light on it of the Two Friends stratosphere already, where like they might not even know this
100%.
lifestyle in country music and these artists that you are collabing with. I mean,
100%.
This is something that I appreciate y'all bringing into this city that we're in now, but just the whole lifestyle. I mean, it means a lot, to be honest.
No,
with you.
I mean, it's cool both ways. Like people are in the country world are definitely like more open to the dance world and vice versa. I think it's
which
really
I think
been
is a
cool.
new phenomenon. I think
yeah,
Right.
5
10
years ago, I
yeah,
don't think so.
It was like not that
on
they're
both
like
sides.
haters, but it was like if
We
you're a
had nothing
dance
in
fan,
common, you know?
don't really want to hear country. If you're a
I
country
know.
fan, you don't really want to hear this EDM, whatever that is, you know. And now it's like
These beep
people
boop
people are
yeah, exactly.
people are excited about, you know, the music side and the live side. They're down to, you know, to explore a little more and get these hybrid versions of stuff. And I think as long as you can kind of, you know, put in the effort so that it feels like it's intentional, that
It's authentic.
yeah.
It's good. You know,
Yeah.
so I think that's what people care about. But no, it's amazing. Like compared to even 5 years ago, how you know people are just they get it. They see the validity in both sides, and people want to just have a good time and listen to good music.
Why not now, you know?
Yeah.
Why not
not
today?
us? You know?
Why not us?
Appreciate y'all coming on.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us.
Hey, and as always, every single Wednesday, guys, go to YouTube. Type in Like a Farmer. See who's joining the show this week today. Matt and Eli from Two Friends joined the show. And Big Boots Slams is coming to Nashville December 5th. Sold out. So hopefully you got your tickets. But if not, you can just watch this interview and you'll have just as much fun. As always, every single week, continue to like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever you got to do to be like a farmer.